Puerto Vallarta is one of Mexico's most popular tourist destinations, and it's easy to see why. With great beaches, energetic nightlife, and some of the friendliest people in the world, it's no wonder many foreigners choose Puerto Vallarta as their beach town of choice when escaping cold weather. Miko and I decided to put this town's livability to the test against our minimal travel budget, so we packed our bags in Mazatlan, drove 270 miles, and secured a long-term stay in a homey Airbnb in northern Puerto Vallarta. In this video, we'll walk you through a day in our life in this beautiful coastal city where we break down our budget for everything we spent while living in Puerto Vallarta.
So we decided to start this vlog at the Malecon here in Puerto Vallarta. The Malecon is one of the most popular places to visit.
Yeah.
Simply because, like, look around, like, it's so beautiful. The palm trees, the water, plus the dog loves it. She's just pulling at us in all different directions. We've actually been here a few times. Yeah. And we still keep coming back because it's such a great area to walk.
Yeah, there's some really, like the whole area here is lined with shops and restaurants. So we're gonna try and find a place, I think, for breakfast. Gracias. Sorry. Evie's blending into the ground. Good girl. Yeah, you see right there, okay? So Miko and I don't eat it a lot. This is totally a treat for us because, like, we're right on the Malecon. We've got the ocean on one side. I can hear the waves while I eat. Each of these plates costs us around 200 Mexican pesos, which again is a bit of a splurge. Usually we eat in like local spots if we do eat out. So if we take our monthly average of what we have spent eating out living here in Puerto Vallarta, our total comes to just $115. So we actually don't eat out a ton. We usually cook our own food. But this morning we are trying, I hope I'm gonna say this right, chilaquiles. I think it's actually technically like pretty like commonly known as Mexican hangover food, but I just wanted to try it. It's like nachos, sauces, veggies, cheese, beans. Ooh, it's really good. The nachos are kind of soggy, which like I think is like one of those things like either you love soggy nachos or you prefer them crunchy. I like them. Miko got the same thing, but he added chicken on top.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted because over there's people like swinging. Oh man, I love Mexican food. I don't think I've had a lot of Mexican breakfast though. We usually go out for like dinner or lunch. So it's a bit of a treat. It's a vlog day, so we're treating ourselves to a nice start of the day with a nice Mexican breakfast. This will never get old.
Are you team crunchy or team soggy?
I really don't like the sogginess.
You're team crunch.
But you know, when you add enough beans to it and some chicken, it's delicious.
Look at that bite. That's like the perfect bite.
So that bill was 462 pesos, which is definitely not something that we like to pay every day. We actually have a much smaller budget for eating out because Nicole and I tend to eat our own meals like at home. So our grocery bill, I'll show you later, is actually way higher for the month than it is eating out because we like making our own meals, and we also like more of like the local food that's usually found in the shops many blocks over.
Like in our neighborhood, we really enjoy eating out there, and it's like less than half the price usually of a place like this. But it is really nice to every once in a while like come here and like just really enjoy like this beautiful scene, the touristy area, lots of comforts, lots of really good food. So I'm glad we do it, but as you can see, like that bill, let's say it was probably 30 US, which really is like a fourth of our whole eating out budget for the month. We just don't do this a whole lot. All right, we are juiced up and ready for the next adventure. Isn't this so pretty? Where are we? So something that we've been wanting to do ever since we arrived in Puerto Vallarta, we've been saving for today to bring you guys, is to go to like this big lookout, and I think you have to walk there. I'm not exactly sure, but there is a walking path the whole way. To give you an idea of how steep this is, look at these cars. Like, I am holding the camera level. Holy smokes. Right? That's steep, man.
Yeah, good thing it doesn't snow here.
In case you didn't know, Puerto Vallarta is like all hills, like big hills.
Yeah.
So this is steep. We are climbing stairs, hundreds of stairs to get to this viewpoint. But I think it's gonna be pretty beautiful once we reach the top. So when we looked at our budget for this video to see our monthly expenses, one of the most interesting parts of it was the money that we spent on activities since getting to Puerto Vallarta. So this activity, for example, is free. We're just gonna walk to the top of a big hill and have a really big, beautiful viewpoint. And we've actually spent $0 on activities since getting here. And that's just because, like, everywhere we go, the cool things to do are free. Oh. Man, this is steep. So one of the things that we love to do, for example, is like go to the beach. Well, going to the beach is free. Or, you know, the other day we went out to a market at night and there was like dancing in like a square. And it's just beautiful to walk around and just enjoy the atmosphere. And all of that is free in terms of like entrance, right? So obviously at those moments we're paying money for food and maybe gas to get places. But in terms of actually like paying for like tickets for something, we have spent a whopping $0 since we arrived. I should add that there are lots of cool activities you can do here that are going to cost money. Like there's cool whale watching if you're here in the right season, and there's like scuba diving and all sorts of cool things that you can do, which would also be awesome. But because we've got a car, our preference typically is to like drive off somewhere, find a cool, beautiful location like a beach, and hang out. Yeah. Or walk to this viewpoint.
Yeah, get some exercise.
It didn't take very long, but I'm hot. We told ourselves we would do this hike early in the morning so that we could avoid like the really big hot heat of the day, but it's like 11:30. Breakfast just took a little too long. I'm kind of regretting it because she is toasty. Ah, but look at this. Look at you. What a view.
You know, we've been to the Malecon so many times, but we've never been here, and the Malecon is literally right there. You should come here more often. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, this is stunning. Something that I just don't really appreciate when we're like low down here in Puerto Vallarta is the shoreline here at Puerto Vallarta. It's like, I don't know if this is a bay. What do you call this?
The coast.
The coast, but it looks like such a beautiful bay, and as a result, the city like kind of wraps around the edge and goes in like a half circle, and I love the way it looks because you can like see so much of the city because it like circles in on itself. It's beautiful. It's
so beautiful.
Some of the houses that are here, you know, you like see people's pools from here, and I gotta say, it is stunning. It's not in our budget, but if you have the budget, man, some of the places you could get here would be very cool. What do you think? What do you think about the view, Eve?
He's a tired dog.
Oh, she's a hot dog.
He's a hot, tired dog.
You guys are just a big shadow.
He's like, boring.
Too tall, too high, I don't like it.
No,
me down.
No sticks to play with. No balls. Holy smokes, it's hot.
Welcome to Mexico. Whew. She is toasty. Ooh, that's a tired dog. Look at that girl. She's ready for sleep already. One of the things that definitely differentiates our travel style here in Mexico from lots of other travelers here is that we do have a vehicle.
We've been in Mexico before, and we've like without a car, and we've just done lots of transportations and Uber rides and taxis, and it's pretty minimal. But ever since we got the car, obviously that's now like a much bigger expense in our category.
So over the course of 1 month, 30 days, on average, we have been spending $250 a month on all things transportation. And I'm gonna break that down a little bit because that seems like a big number to me. So of course, first and foremost, that is gas. Gas here in Mexico has been really expensive. It's like what is it, 200 pesos per liter. That's really, in some ways, that's like almost our activity budget. Our activity budget is zero, but really it's because we drive to the things that we want to do. So it's $0, but really it's the transportation budget that takes the hit.
It's kind of $0 by design because like we focus on doing activities that we can just like get to for free by just driving there. With our own car. That's like a luxury that we have. And so we're not going to be paying for like excursions out to do certain things if we can just drive there ourselves.
So obviously we're still paying for the gas. But I also want to say that within this like daily or this monthly average of $250, we also did have a big expense for the car, and that was that we actually had we had a popped tire, and we've had a, what do you want to call that? Like a mechanical failure of the car.
A pipe underneath the car that leads to the muffler. Like it broke. It broke. Literally fell.
Just fell. And we had to get it soldered back to the car.
Welded.
Welded, sorry, not soldered, welded. And so as a result, like that fix was 800 pesos. For us, we're hoping that not every month is gonna have like another extra $100 for basically like maintenance on the car. Hopefully it's a lot less. It's just like oil changes and the occasional pop tire. So we are obviously, of course, also paying for insurance down here in Mexico. We are going with, I don't remember the company, I'll put it on the screen. Baja Bound or something like that, I wanna say.
I don't think so. I think it was a different one.
Anyways, I'll put the name on the screen. But yeah, so that's transportation. We are just making our way now from the Malecon to our grocery store. We're gonna get a couple of groceries here for our lunch before we take you guys home. Miko hopped in to get us a couple of groceries. I stayed back with this lady who's very excited to have Miko back.
Hey.
Hey, you found new shoes.
All the essentials for living in Puerto Vallarta. Eggs, bread, and flip-flops. What is so nice and cold in here. The temperatures, it's so hot outside.
It's like 34 degrees, the car says.
Yeah. Did you miss me, Eve?
She missed you so much. Oh. We are getting pretty close to home. So our Airbnb is about like 20-25 minute drive from Central, from like the main area that we were in this morning. We're really in like a very like just typical local neighborhood here in Puerto Vallarta. There are zero other tourists here. Obviously it's a little bit easier for us to stay at a place like this because we have the car. If we didn't have our own car, we'd probably need to be staying somewhere a little bit closer to Central if we wanted to explore there a bit more. But because we have the vehicle, we can stay kind of wherever we want. And we chose this place because the house itself, we really love the space. So right now we're driving through the neighborhood though, and the neighborhood, how would you describe the neighborhood?
The neighborhood is very, it's, you know, it's pretty far from the tourist version of Puerto Vallarta. It's a bit more authentic. Yes. A little bit more local.
It's up and coming.
And it's actually, it's really nice. They've got some really great restaurants here. I really love it.
There's some great, like, proper, like, little taco eateries here. We're just passing, like, there's lots of schools, like soccer fields. There's a school nearby our place that we will often take the dog to give her some exercise. Just like a very, like, proper Mexican, like, kind of, like, it's city life, but it's like away from the central area of the city. But we love the space, like the actual area. It's not a lot to look at. Let's just say that. There's not a lot to look at here, but our neighbors have been so lovely and so kind and as like warm and welcoming as they can be, considering we don't speak Spanish and they don't speak English. And honestly, it's been perfect for us. We're here. I gotta go open our gate. We've got very private parking. Okay, nice and slow. You got 1 foot left. Oh my gosh. So if you're wondering why the like spare tire is taken off of the RAV4 at the moment, it is because the car doesn't fit in our parking spot with the tire on. So we take it off, and that means that we can fit her here, and then we just close up the gate and lock it, and she's very safe.
A little bit of work, but it works.
Yeah, it's perfect. Welcome to our home. We tidied it up just for you.
It's like never this clean.
No, it's never this tidy. We're pretending that we live like this, but we don't. Usually like our work stuff is thrown over here. There's a few more food items out. This is the main living space of this house. It's a one-story house, which seems to be really popular here. Actually, there is a second floor, but that's like a whole separate house for different people. Obviously, dining room space is where Miko and I actually usually work predominantly. And then we have a nice big open kitchen, lots of counter space here for both of us to cook at the same time. The dog has her toy.
She's already in bed. That was a big morning for her.
She's so tired. Okay, and then come over here into, this is the spare room. This is just where Miko and I put all our stuff. Usually my clothes are kind of out here as well, but I've tucked them in the closet for you. But this is just where we put all of our belongings, like all of our gear ends up in the spare room because we don't actually really need the room. We've got a bathroom this way. We just have the one bathroom, but it's fairly big and the shower is lovely. It's a huge shower, big rain head shower, terrible pressure, but that's fine. And then regular bathroom stuff. We have a backyard space. Well, okay, backyard is a stretch. a back space. This is actually just where we do laundry, really. There's a big sink back here and we're able to do our laundry fully out here and like get this place wet and then bring everything out to like hang it to dry. Main living space. Miko and I actually, this is our table. We brought that from Canada and it's actually been so useful. We just put it here as if it's like a coffee table. We often will eat here and just like watch a show. I love how huge the couch is here. Like it is so comfy and cozy for all three of us. This is the second bedroom. This is the bedroom that we've chosen to sleep in because it's the only room in the house with air conditioning.
So the house is probably bigger than what I would say the most Airbnbs we've stayed at. The main reason for that is because this house is a lot further away from the main touristy parts of Puerto Vallarta. So we are winning in a sense that we're getting a bigger house for a cheaper price, which is how much again?
I need my phone. $862 US for the month.
Which is not bad.
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty good for the location. Like the location is obviously not great, but this space itself is incredible for us. Like we love being here because again, we do spend the majority of our time working. Like we're usually here. And we really like to have really nice inside space because we spend so much time here. I have been eating an avocado a day since we got to Mexico because these things are amazing here. Oh. So our grocery bills for the entire month are usually, I'd say probably, I think it's our biggest expense outside of accommodation. The total on average comes to $529 US, which by Canadian standards is great. But that's because honestly, we eat almost all of our own meals at home. We do all of our own cooking. It's very rare, as you've seen, that we go out. So we have, like we do all of our breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home. And we also do all of our like snacks at home, all of our coffees at home, like everything.
The next category while we talk about lunch is
while we eat lunch.
Or while we eat lunch. The next category we talk about while we eat lunch is miscellaneous. And miscellaneous, I got it down here for US, $165 US, which I think is not too bad considering $100 of that is our travel insurance. So Nicole and I pay for Safety Wing and we've loved this travel insurance. We've been using them for years and they're like the best if you wanna just travel to anywhere in the world and not really care about where you're going, when you're going, what your plans are. Like Nicole and I rarely travel with a
plan.
Specific plan. And I think the Safety Wing is probably the best insurance that allows us to do that without having to put specific days that we're in certain countries or whatever.
Yeah, we can go anywhere in the world except the United States and we just pay a monthly subscription fee. One thing I'm loving about living here, like in really the outskirts, I guess, of Puerto Vallarta, or like the proper like local life of Puerto Vallarta, is all of the sounds that we hear from our window. Like we'll just be sitting here working, eating, whatever, and like the roosters call all times of the day, of course. And of course there's lots of dogs, so we'll often hear dogs barking. We get horses that go by our window almost every single day. Someone, I don't know, they must bring them to work, or I don't know if they ride them to work, or if the horses are the job, like maybe they bring them to tourists to ride, I don't know. But they go by every single day at our window.
It's never a dull moment.
There's never a dull moment over here. Now is the part of the day that is both mine and Miko's favorites, and definitely the dogs, because it is the part of the day where we get Evie out to do some exercise. So today we've chosen to go to our favorite running route, which is potentially Evie's favorite spot in the whole city. Are you excited? So excited.
He's ready.
Are you excited? So excited. Let's go running. Let's go running.
Okay.
So it took us a while to find this place in Puerto Vallarta. It's kind of hard to find good running routes. We have discovered New Mexico.
Just in Mexico in general, just because the streets are narrower, there's more cars, and there's just a lot more.
Find a path.
There's a lot more to look at.
Yeah. Anyway, but this place we love, and we can just kind of let Evie do her thing, mostly off leash, and just go for good runs or walks some days.
I think what I really like about this running route is that this is probably one of the few places that we could truly let Evie run around.
Yeah.
And not be like so worried about all the things she might find along the way or other street dogs.
Yeah.
She's been really great running along here, and whenever we do pass other dogs, they're usually with other people, like other runners or people going for a walk with their dog.
Yeah.
So it's so nice.
This is definitely a part of Puerto Vallarta where lots of like people come just to get out and to walk around. So we do see a lot of other people also just out here getting exercise on their bikes with the dogs, whatever the case may be. But we love it here.
We got so caught up in running that we forgot to tell you what Evie has been costing us here in Puerto Vallarta. On average in a month, she costs us $179. That includes about $40 for a monthly groom, $40 for tick and deworming medicine, and $100 for high quality dog food, which is very expensive here in Mexico.
I'm telling you guys, this place is magic. We're just running along, and a bunch of people are here taking photos, and it turns out they were looking at this beautiful red bird. So we stopped and had as best a chat as we can in my very broken Spanish. But it sounds like this is the time for like the woodpeckers to be out, and there's some woodpeckers all around. These guys have been taking photos of this head, so sounds like a great place to come if you're a bird watcher. So running, bird watching, whatever you need, it's here.
Probably one of the best features of our running route is that we park at the beach, and then we would run, you know, half an hour or 15 minutes inwards and then half an hour back to the beach where we parked. So that means we always end at the beach. And that's not a bad way to end a run after we're so hot and sweaty. And sometimes we try to time it with a nice sunset, like hopefully today.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a lot cooler now too, and I think the bigger winner here is the dog. Yeah. She absolutely loves the beach.
Yeah, she's definitely become a beach dog. We're so proud of her.
Yeah.
Proud of you. So the overall total that we have spent for a 1 month stay here in Puerto Vallarta comes to $2,100 US. You could definitely do it for less. You could definitely do it for a lot more.
I want to say you could do it for a lot more, very easily.
Very easily, yes.
But our lifestyle means slow travel, relaxing. You know, we're doing a lot of work, but we're also trying to balance it with a little bit of play. And I think we did a good job with that.
We hope you guys have enjoyed coming around and seeing what our life is like here in Puerto Vallarta. We are going to put the camera down now because the sun is setting, and we're going to enjoy the last little bit of this day. Catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, you're so sandy.
You need a bath.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to bathe you when we get home.
Oh, you are a mess.
But you got your stick.
Someone want to throw this, please? Please throw this. This is my stick. You throw this.